because we're getting the internet work done. So let me know about that. But how's your day going?
Good, man. Good. Yeah, a bit busy,
So
but how about you?
it's been going good. It's been going good. I got to like I said, I got to run at like 5 o'clock. So
Where
we'll
in
be able to
Mass are you from, by the way? Or where are
southeastern
you near?
part.
You don't have
So
to like dox yourself.
no, yeah, I won't dox myself. But like, what have you been to Mass before?
Nah, but my friend Chris in the Discord, he lives in Mass. He's a lawyer. He's an attorney there.
Oh shit! So he'll probably school me if I say anything wrong if he hops in the chat. But
I
yeah, I mean
mean,
he
he
is.
doesn't know everything. Just because he's a lawyer or attorney, people think, oh, these people know everything. Sorry, Chris, you don't know everything if you're watching.
But when it comes to what type of attorney is he?
He's like an eviction and a landlord attorney.
Oh, okay. All
He's a
right.
Democrat. Like well, he's not really a Democrat, but like for the purposes of the argument, he says he's like a Democrat, but he believes in gun rights and he believes in like freedom of speech and he doesn't like abortion and all that kind of stuff. But like he doesn't like Trump or anything like that. But he's a cool dude. We're always on here on the live stream. I don't know if you've seen him before, but
No, I honestly, bro, I saw your live stream and I'm not gonna lie, like I just thought it was rage bait at first, right? But like then the other day I saw your live stream again and I joined and you were like, dude, it's not rage bait. I'm not rage baiting people. So I wanted to hop on and like ask you, and that's why I was like, I just want to call you and have a conversation with you and like get a feel for you because you seemed like most people aren't like smiling when they're doing this stuff. They're like getting very upset about it and like they're like, no, ban this guy, get him out of the comment section. But I wanted to get a feel for like, what do you think is going right with the current administration? What do you think is going wrong with the current administration? And like, where do
yeah,
you
no, I'm
see?
not like one of those people that are gonna sit here and say, "Oh, everything is going perfectly, everything is perfect." Like, there's plenty of stuff. I'll start off with the stuff that I don't like because I'm guessing you probably don't like Trump. But some of the stuff that I don't like is like some things in the big beautiful bill, like like everyone's talking about Medicare, Medicaid. I always hear people's different opinions. Some people lie and say, "Oh, people have already been cut off Medicare." Medicaid. Some people even lie and say they're cut off Social Security. But I have family on all of these things. Like none of these people I know have lost any of their Medicare and Medicaid. And I
I
think some
think
illegal immigrants. Quote me if I'm wrong. I mean, I have my computer right in front of me. I could look this up if you really care that much. But I heard
no,
like
yeah,
some like illegal immigrants lost their like Medicare and Medicaid and stuff like that.
it would be so. The way I understand it is, I thought the changes were written in to take place
Yes,
like
some people say like
within.
next year or like the year
Well,
after. I don't know.
like the year I heard it was like immediately after the next midterms. So immediately after the 26 midterms is when a lot of the stuff is going to kick in and a lot of people are going to lose it. And specifically, I mean, another thing you want to talk about stuff that wasn't included or it's like they could have done better on is the tax cuts, right? Because it's like the ones that they gave for overtime and for the tips. Why did that stuff have to expire? Like that was
I
that.
mean, it expires in 4 years. Where in
Yeah.
Mass? Yeah, that's Chris right there. He wants to know where you're from. Like, what city
Oh,
are you
what's up?
close to? And also, could you do an introduction? Your name is Sean, right? My name is
Yeah.
Graham. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, no, I'm Sean. I just not to dox myself too much. I live in Mass. I wanted to hop on and have a conversation about stuff. It's and yeah, and I live in like southeastern parts. So like if you had to look at the state, like like I like to not to flex, but like I do like the shoulder of the state because the Massachusetts kind of looks like it's got an arm coming out the side of it. It'd be like right in the armpit. It's kind of like where I'm based out of. So that's why it's the funny way I like to describe it.
South
But yeah,
Shore? Question mark.
somewhere around there. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, the things that I don't like about the bill. Oh, continue what you were saying about the tax cuts. You said, yeah, 2028. Yeah, it's
No, well,
unfortunate. Like, it would be nice to have those tax cuts forever, but
so
honestly,
my thing
I mean,
is,
I think
but
there's
it's
a
not,
deeper
it's
reason
not,
on it
it's not
if you want
it's
to
not the
know.
fact that it's not the fact that they're ending. It's the fact that the other ones are permanent too. So it's like if everyone was losing their tax cuts when 2028 rolled around or 29, I could be wrong on the date, but like if everyone was losing them, it would make more sense to me. But
I
that
think
was
the only
something.
tax cuts that are permanent are like the ones for like private jets and yachts and stuff like that. I mean, I know like, ordinary people are like normally against this kind of stuff, but to be honest with you, like
They need more
private
fucking
jets are
tax
fine in
cuts
my
on the
opinion, but
yachts.
yachts, I don't know. That sounds like
Okay.
all personal
Oh,
stuff. But yeah, it's definitely like a huge voting thing. And I think there's a deeper reason on it to be honest, but I need to do like my research. I think probably has other reasons. I mean, one of them, the main reason obviously is like so you can vote on it. So, like JD Vance or like, whoever runs in the right wing party wins again, like so they can
You
someone
bring up
said
a great
tax code. I don't know
you bring
about
up
that.
a great point. It's so funny. I'm not even looking at the chat. I'm just talking. You bring up a great point with JD Vance. I was going to ask you too. Like, he's very likely to be the Republican front runner in 28. His connections with his connections with some individuals
Israel, what are you
who
gonna say? His connections to
no no I
Israel?
will so no I was well I mean we've all got our own opinions on that, but I was actually going to mention Peter Thiel and Palantir.
Yeah, he
Those
has
are
Peter Thiel is Jewish. Well,
oh well
not
yeah, but
only is he Jewish,
I'm
but
not
he's
I'm not
also
over
like
here.
big tech of
I'm
America.
drawing like the Palantir big tech connection more than I'm drawing an Israel connection. I think.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
talking about Palantir, like I told you before, I really don't like what they did with Palantir. But like one thing I will say, I guess like we already had them spying on us, the Patriot Act, and the whole Edward Snowden thing, where they kind of like
Yeah.
exposed that the government was illegally surveilling us.
Yeah. No.
Obviously, it's
Exactly.
only and even before then, I talked to lots of people. Most people think like since Ronald Reagan, JFK, they think around then is when the government like first started like illegally surveilling you. But we didn't have smartphones and computers back then, so it's obviously gotten a lot worse. And I think Edward Snowden, he was like the first one to expose that they're like watching us via like telecommunications, like modern stuff, not just like your house phone or stuff like that. Like they're actually watching us through the computer and other stuff like that. But like they haven't charged anyone related to this, other than like unless they're like doing terrorism crimes, unless they're plotting like some kind of terrorist act. But I don't really agree with Palantir, everything in the bill about Palantir. Do I think there's gonna be like a social credit score? Fuck no, I don't think that. Like that's
No.
ridiculous. We're
Yeah.
not gonna get a social credit score, but it's definitely like mass surveillance and stuff like that. But at least they admit to us what's going on. They're not just like, oh, we're secretly spying on you and not even telling you that your own taxpayer dollars are spying on you.
To
But
your benefit, I would be probably making the same argument if like Kamala
and
Harris
like
or
I
Joe
said, I don't
Biden
support it. I fucking hate it.
had won the election. Yeah, no, I don't think, and I'm not like trying to like be like, oh, I'm not trying to like gotcha into like, oh, you're supporting this, you're supporting that. It was more like, is that like a deal breaker for when it comes to you, given how close Teal is to Vance?
First off, I don't really know how I feel about JD Vance running for president. He has a really weird past, and yeah, he told me he was 20. But yeah, he has like a very strange past. Obviously, like we have these images of him in high school wearing like a blonde wig, cross dressing.
Yo,
He used to be
what
like
politician
overweight.
hasn't
He used to
worn
be like
blackface
overweight,
or cross
screaming,
dress?
"Trump is a
Like
Nazi!
seriously?
Trump is a Nazi!" Like I'll give him a little bit of pass on that because he has like a rough past and stuff like
I
that.
mean,
Like a lot of people will
yeah,
say, "Oh
no,
no, he's just like the rest of the politicians." Well, like, of course, Peter Thiel is pretty much the guy that got JD like wealthy. I wouldn't say
Wheeler,
JD's wealthy, but he's pretty much like the guy that made JD a millionaire. I don't know what
this
JD's
guy
actual
Wheeler,
net worth is, but I think he's like a millionaire.
this guy Wheeler in the comment section, I just want to acknowledge this too, because another thing I wanted to talk about was just generally like the polarization that like we see online with, between both parties and just Americans in general, and how commercialized that polarization has become. But I see Wheeler puts in the comments, he goes, can't even debate somebody from the other side, had to chat with somebody on the same political side. Can you correct him on that? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Just what makes you think he's on the same political side as me? Like he's been sitting here criticizing Trump for the last 10 minutes, and you're gonna
hey, I
say
ain't even
that
said the word Trump, to be fair. I mean, I just was talking about like the
yeah, no,
administration
you
and
don't. It's
stuff
not
because
like you have Trump derangement syndrome like some of these people do. Like you seem like a reasonable guy, but he's not on the same side. Like even when I'm debating Chris from Massachusetts, he did not vote for Trump. He says he's anti-Trump, but it's like anyone that sits next to me on camera, they attack them and think they're a Trump supporter. No, this is not just because he's not screaming at me at the top of his lungs doesn't mean that we're on the same
and
political side. Like they think if
that's
you're
a
not
good yeah.
screaming at the other person, calling them names or personally attacking them, that oh, you must be on the same team. Like this is not an ad hominem screech fest.
Honestly, I'm starting to wonder, like, yo, Johnson with the Star of David emoji goes, thing you need to wake up and realize both sides are Jew owned. I guess I'm Jew owned, man. Like, what? That's are we kidding? Oh man, that type of I'm sure you
That
probably
guy is
deal with that a
completely
lot.
black pilled.
Oh, he's just completely okay. All right, you must know
I
him or
don't know.
something
I
like
don't.
that.
I've never seen that guy before. I think he just joined in, but I really
But
don't know.
we could, if we really want to talk about like, or not something, because obviously we disagree on some. I mean, I'm trying to not find something that we disagree on because we've already disagreed. But like when it comes to the polarization and stuff, each side wants to paint the other side as the problem for that. But like I think in general, I really wish more people acknowledge that it was a both sides issue. You know, like
I
you know
will
what I'm
admit
saying?
that it's a both sides issue, but the main thing, I mean, you're probably gonna disagree with me, but like, I don't see any like you never like you like maybe you disagree with me, but I've never seen
No, say
someone
your
like
point. Say
going
your point.
outside, snatching people's hats off that said Harris on them. Like I seen plenty of people screaming at people because they're wearing Trump hats, trying to snatch their hat off them, trying to physically harm them. I mean, I know, like there's an instance you can say, oh, the people in Minnesota that there were senators or something, they got killed by like registered Republicans, like, first off, who cares, like, if a murder happens by someone registered in one party or another? Like, unless you have evidence that it was politically motivated, I don't really see, like, the point.
Are you talking about the Congress people that were murdered?
Yeah, the one that they said, Tim Walz hired the guy. Well, it wasn't proven, but like the guy said it himself. He's like, Tim
They
Walz
were.
hired us because he wants to be the senator of Minnesota next. He
Correct me if
hired
I'm
us to kill
wrong,
these
but
people.
the wasn't the. So
But then
let
the
me.
Democrats were saying, no, this guy's a registered Republican, and then at the same time, like the guy, I mean, he was a registered Republican, but
Yeah,
my
that was what I was gonna be like, wasn't he? I remember him. Yeah, I remember seeing
but
it.
the
I
main thing
remember
that
him.
I said was, okay, if he's a registered Republican, then why was his car filled with no kings protesting signs? Like oh he loves Trump so much that he has a bunch of signs in the back of his car that say no kings.
Dude,
Like that makes no sense to me.
why was that kid Crooks in a BlackRock educational video, bro? Why like
Well, we still don't know anything
we'll, we'll,
about him. And also the second
we'll
guy,
never
even
know.
the second guy was in a Black Rock video. Like both of them were in Black Rock
Yeah,
videos.
BlackRock got to get out of here. We gotta.
Like, and they're gonna say he doesn't have social media, or like, what the fuck? If you tell me you don't have social media, or there's not like some kind of trace of you online, that's just fucking bullshit. You're lying.
There's some people. I bet like you can usually find like accounts for people, but they won't post. That'll be something that you can like.
They
That'll
didn't
be.
even show that. They just said this man had no social media.
But so honestly, I bet I'm trying to think of something that like is not like a really big issue for me, but something that some deportations and like just the general approach to immigration and the border is something I think me and you could probably have pretty differing opinions on. You go first.
Well, first thing I want to say is that, Barack Obama has deported way more than Trump has ever deported. So has Biden,
Yeah,
honestly. And
yeah, no.
I might even be able to find examples of this for Biden, but I can definitely I mean, I have my computer right in front of you. I can show you this
I saw
article. I'm trying to.
honestly, I saw the other day you were pulling up the photos of the Biden camp versus Alligator Alcatraz, and I was like, I
Okay,
see
yeah,
the
that was one
I
thing.
see
But a
I
thing I
see
wanted
the
to talk
parallel
about
that
was that Obama, he deported 3 million people. 80% of them had no due process. Now, when I say due process, I'm defining it by the Democrats' definition because they say, expedited removal or Alien Enemies Act. They don't consider that due process. The only thing they consider due process is if they get a court hearing. Well, 80% of the people that Obama deported, 3 million of them, did not get a court hearing of any kind. They just got kicked out and sent back to their country. And, like I showed before on the other day, like, yeah, I showed you guys the difference between the Obama detention centers, the Biden detention centers, and the new ones that Trump is building. And
now I'm gonna
like
take a
Chris, he was on here, I think, when he said that. He said, "Well, that's going to cost $100." Like 1 minute, Chris said, "Oh, they're inhumane. They're so bad." Then I showed him the Biden Obama ones. He said, "Well, the new ones that Trump is building, it's going to cost $100 more per person." I'm like, okay, which is it? Are they too cruel or are they too luxury and you're spending too much money on them? Like, I'm just confused. Also,
I
I heard
think
something
I think the
interesting on the
pro
news
or not.
today.
Oh, sorry, you go first. I was gonna be like,
No,
well, I was gonna say I think
last thing. I heard something interesting on the news today. It says that no one is forced to stay in Alligator Alcatraz. You can either choose to stay there and wait for your court hearing or your court date, or you can deport yourself back home. Like, that's the
I
options I heard.
so when it comes to honestly, I'm going to look at this. I like to approach things from the Republican perspective because you if you can't look at things through the lens of your counterpart, you're never going to be able to get anywhere, right? So I look at it through you mentioned before immediately the first thing you said was Obama. He's got the highest deportation numbers. from an effectiveness standpoint, I mean, the other guy I saw you talking to the other day, he not hitting the targets of those deportations. I mean, we've got Stephen Miller apparently screaming at the ICE officials and the ICE officers like, you guys have to get rid of 3,000 people a day. And it's like, part of me wonders, it's like, is the cruelness and kind of the inhumaneness that we're seeing a direct result of not a bias or a hatred towards these people who are coming from, like, literally in a lot of cases thousands of miles to come to this country to build a better life? Because you got to be honest too, a lot of these people are not criminals and they're getting caught up in this
Yeah,
due
I
to
never
the,
said they're all
yeah,
criminals.
no, of course, but a lot of people will just
Some of
roll with the
my, I mean,
assumption.
not my like related family, but some of my family by marriage came here illegally, and they fixed their citizenship, or they realized their citizenship status was wrong, and they became a legal citizen, and now they support Donald Trump, and they don't support open borders, even though one of them literally came into the country in a barrel, like literally in a barrel as a child, and now they
The
say, okay,
difficult
no, we need to close these borders. We can't let these illegal people get in.
Now you just said an interesting thing, because it's like a lot of people, you talk to folks and they'll be like, oh yeah, my family did it the right way, my family did it legally. And you mentioned Chris, he's an attorney. I'm not sure how much experience he has with the immigration fields, but if you talk to immigration attorneys, very often the cases with these older families, 2-3 generations back, did they really do it the right way originally? Well, there
All of
might
my
have been
blood
a little
family,
thing
yes.
here
All
and
of my
there.
blood related family, I know.
And
I mean, my
I'm
family
not
was only
questioning
here
you.
since like the 1800s, but that's like 200 years ago, and yeah, they all
Yeah,
came
no.
here legally.
I don't mean yeah, no, I don't mean to question you on that or anything like that, of course. But I think, and to get back to my original point, I think the cruelty that we kind of see from the current administration is, it's easy to post online. It gets a lot of clicks. I mean, people know that Trump likes to run his administration like it's a TV show. He's the producer, right? And when it comes down to it, I think
Dr.
that
Phil likes to run it like he's in a movie or a TV show too. That was another criticism. Oh, why is Dr. Phil going on these ICE raids? I mean, I know you think, oh, cruelty and it's horrible and stuff like this. Anyone can say that about people going to jail. They can say, "Wow, that guy did a non-violent crime. Look how inhumane." Like if you want to talk about inhumane, like people that do money crimes, people that do stuff that doesn't like victimless crimes. People that do victimless crimes, I think, are way more being treated inhumane than illegal immigrants because first off, they're legal citizens. Second off, they're getting actual prison time. People that didn't commit violent crimes, some of them are getting 5, 15, 10, 20 years. But these illegal
on
immigrants
the
literally have the option. They can either wait for the court date at Alligator Alcatraz or they can go back to the country and self deport. And also, if it was so inhumane, I mean, someone can fact check me on this, but the last thing I heard is Trump is giving them a free flight home and $1,000. Like
so you say
Obama didn't give them $1,000. Biden
you
didn't give
do
them a
say
thousand bucks.
this is something. I will say this: if they're sending them on a free flight home, right? Why did the Trump administration have to get approval from a judge to send people back to countries that they didn't originally originate from? Because
Because
that's
those were
something.
like terrorists. Those were like MS-13 members. And I'm not saying you can say they weren't terrorists, but these were suspected. We'll just leave it suspected terrorists. And also comparing to other prison or other countries, like India will give you 5 years in prison if you enter illegally or if you're an illegal immigrant. Greece, they just started a new policy. They gave you a new policy. They don't just say, "Oh, wait for your court date." You have two options: either leave immediately, get a flight out of here, or you're getting 5 years in prison. Now that is comparatively to other countries, we're treating them pretty well. A free plane ticket home and $1,000, or you can just stay here and wait for your court date. I mean,
Now,
that
how
doesn't sound
hard?
that inhumane comparatively to other countries. And it's like
I
when you
I
do a
know you.
crime, you got to face the time. They're not even facing multiple years in prison. Now we
You
got
know,
people that are forgetting to pay their taxes or they make a small mistake. Ththese people are getting years in prison. They didn't hurt anyone. Talk about inhumane. These
let
people are
me
literally in the fucking worst prisons in America with no AC, no nothing. And
now
these
let me
are
come on.
American citizens. No one feels bad for them.
Let me come at this from the how should you say, from the perspective of, like, everything that you just said about the criminal justice system in America is 100% accurate and needs reform. Why is the Trump administration issuing billion-dollar contracts to Core Civic to create more private prisons? Man, that's a huge part of the issue
I
as
don't know
well.
about that, honestly. I got to do my research. When I don't know
Check
something,
out
I'll just go ahead and say I don't
check
admit it.
out Core Civic when and again, but I'll bring it back to the immigration thing, because I think at the end of the day, and I not to like leave it on this or anything, but this is where I stand is that without actual reform for immigrating to this country, like real reform in the sense of making it easier for people to get visas to come here and actually then become citizens legally, because right now it can take upwards of 10, 15 years. And that's a known fact, right? I'm sure you would admit to that too. Or not admit to that, but like you would acknowledge that it is incredibly difficult to become a United States citizen in most
Yeah, I think the
scenarios.
system should be fixed, but I also
Exactly.
it's not about being
Exactly.
a
Right.
citizen. The thing about citizenship is it's not different. The USA is actually one of the easiest places to get citizenship. Like if I go to Europe and I try to get citizenship, it's the same process. It's going to take me 10 years to get a citizenship. I can't just get it overnight. There's no country unless I pull out $250,000 out of my pocket and say, "Hey, I'm going to invest in your country and I'm going to invest in a real estate development deal." They're not going to give me a citizenship. Now, what they can give me is a visa.
Yeah.
Visas are easy to acquire. You can easily acquire a visa to come to the United States. You can easily acquire a visa to go to Europe as long as you have the financial means. I understand, like if you're broke, but to say to come here easily or to come here, and some of these people are paying $10,000 to be smuggled into this country. And like I understand, but people say, "Oh,
So
it's so hard to get a
you
citizenship." Yeah, it's
you look
hard
at
everywhere
that.
to get a citizenship.
You look at that, right?
But I agree
If
that it
you
should be easier
if
and
these
quicker, but it's not like
if
the US
these
is some kind of
people
special thing.
if these people are paying 10,000 US to get smuggled in, right?
Then they should just get a visa. They should get a
They
student visa or a work visa. You can get
I
it in
know.
35, 40 days
Yeah, no, and but my point too is like why are they going through these treacherous avenues to come into this country
because
illegally?
they know that they can just, avoid all the paperwork and all the system and get all the benefits.
But they would but again the logic for me, because some of these people too, they travel thousands of miles, sometimes not even from South America, from Africa, right? Sometimes
Yeah, and they're literally
yeah.
going through decent countries to live in. When they're on their way to our country, they're going through decent countries where they could have just stayed and relaxed. A lot of them don't even care about asylum. They just care about coming to America, but then they try to claim asylum. They're like, "Oh, we're coming to America for asylum." Okay, well, why didn't you stop at the first world nice country you visited?
So if you talk to, well, I mean, are you are you a Channel 5 guy? Do you watch any Channel 5
Yeah, I
documentaries?
like Channel 5. You seen him where he entered the country illegally?
Yeah, yeah. No, did you see the one where the very most recent one that they've done about the border?
No, I gotta check that out. The last one I saw about the border was when he was in Mexico and he jumped over the border. Even though he was a U.S. citizen, he did the same thing that illegal immigrants do, and he was put in jail for 2 weeks.
Well, it
And
was
he got
three
a
days.
misdemeanor charge, I believe. He had to go to court for it.
It was he was in jail for like 3 days, but they
Maybe 3 days. I thought it was
it,
like a week at least.
but they he talks about like his experience in the from jumping the border and everything, and then also in some of his other videos he records the entire process, and talks to some of these migrants. And dude, I
I
get
like
the
him, but I
I
like his content a lot. But I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that he's not like a super biased left wing libtard.
dude I but if you really like if you I don't think he's a super biased left-wing libtard, to be honest with you, because the people he platforms, right? Like have you seen Dear Kelly, his movie documentary with the dude who is like I know you're a Trump guy. This guy is a Trump super fan. Like he goes on this whole
I
documentary with
never
this
even
guy.
heard of this guy before.
Dude,
But I
check
mean,
out
he
Dear
literally
Kelly.
paid Hunter Biden for 2 interviews. I mean, that was the last thing I watched of him, his Hunter Biden interviews.
I like
Trolling
the Hunter.
aside, I think a major symptom of being terminally online is a compulsive need to flip out when people are just having a calm conversation. I think he's talking to the chat.
Wait, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Where?
Trolling aside, I think a major symptom of being terminally online is a compulsive need to flip out when people are just having a calm conversation. You have to scroll all the way up. I didn't
Oh,
want to
okay.
interrupt you, so I waited a
No,
second.
no, you're good. And yeah, I think that's definitely really true. And it's like the look, I'm very upset that at the end of the day,
Let me
we
ask you a
America,
question. Would you have open
yeah.
borders or closed borders, or would you have closed borders with a fixed system? Because I think everyone wants, you know, an easier system and stuff. But even if we had an easier system, even if we had an online application, okay, click this button, you can have a 1 year visa, $200. I still think people are going to try to come in illegally. People are always going to try to break the law.
I will I will say that even though I don't know the perfect system, I think again, anything needs limits and safeguards and restrictions. There needs to be some sort of visa process, some sort of. No one wants to just let anybody into the country, right? But at the same time, it does seem like there must be this incredible incentive to keep this system as difficult as possible as it is for these people to come in. And what that incentive is, I, for the life of me, can't understand. Is it cheap unpaid labor for farm workers? Like there if you really think about it, there has to be some sort of incentive right now, and there that has been
The
pervasively
replacement
existing.
theory. The replacement theory. I don't know, but every country has the
No, that's
same
not. I'm
bullshit.
not.
Like they don't make it easy. They make it very difficult. They can literally just make like an online application, click one button, and apply for a visa or citizenship. No, they don't choose that. They make it. They make you go to government buildings. They make you file a bunch of paperwork, and they make you do all this bullshit. Like, I mean, we
I don't.
live in 2025. They should just have a website for any country you want to move to. Click on it, boom, you can go there.
Now that's something, and this is something. It's like you want your government to work on this. You want your government to do better on this. How much
I think
faith
there
do
is
you
a couple
have?
countries that have it, maybe like less than a handful.
How much faith do you have that in our current administration, that right there is going to get implemented?
Probably never because I just said 196 countries and only two of them have like an improved modern immigration system where you can file for like a visa like on an online portal. I will
And
offer my MAGA full support on border hawking if you fight against Israel. Deal?
what? What does
What
he
do you
mean?
mean fight against Israel? I'm already agreeing with you on your thing about not giving Israel all of our tax dollars, but that's about. I don't want to get rid of Israel as our ally, but I also don't want to give them as much money as we give them.
That can I just say that the way that some people, and I saw a quote from Bill Burr earlier talking about this, and I really he phrased it in a way that I don't think I've ever heard anybody else phrase it before. The way that some people are talking about Israel online, some American citizens like Ben Shapiro are talking about Israel online is borderline treasonous, dude. Borderline treasonous. We are America. Like we should not have favorite nations, and we shouldn't have enemy nations because that's something that FDR said. It's like it's bad for foreign policy when you have to pick sides in these situations, and it leads to what's happening over there right now, dude.
Agreed. But
It's
what
like
about
it's like
Biden? Did you support Biden? Because so far
hell
Biden
no,
has given more
hell
money to
no,
Israel than any president in history. And same thing with Ukraine. He gave the majority of the money and the
hell no.
weaponry.
Hell no. I don't think I was over here cheering on aid shipments to Ukraine back when Biden was president. That's and I but I, again, not to counter your point, but to make a little bit of to just say this, ever since the Trump administration has gotten into office, I mean, it has gone from bad over there to no holds barred on those people. Like
Where,
if you
Ukraine or
no,
Israel?
no, no, like the Gaza Strip, Israel, like like
Literally
that.
yesterday, they said. Literally yesterday, Hamas says that they want to negotiate a peace deal, or not a peace deal, a ceasefire.
I think if you go back and you look, there's
And
been a
not to
bunch of
mention to
times.
say it's gotten worse. I'll tell you why I think that's wrong. Because maybe there was more death and stuff like that, but at least Trump actually negotiated a deal. Like he sat down with both of them. They had a 1 week ceasefire, just 1 week. I know it sucks ass. It's not shit. You can say all that, but at least it was a 1 week ceasefire. He also had an 8 day where he gave Ukraine no weapons, no money. I mean, at least he's trying to like stop that bullshit. At least. I mean, Biden didn't sit down with any countries and try to negotiate peace talks. That was like
Can
his
can
main
you
fuck up, in my opinion. Even worse than what he did to the economy, even worse than all the bullshit, was not sitting down with these countries and trying to
you
negotiate stuff.
my connection might not drop or anything, but it might go wonky for a second. So I'm gonna go in my room. But I wanted to go to my computer real quick and kind of show you what I'm talking about, because this isn't just like, oh, things are worse, like Trump doesn't care. Like from what I remember seeing online, there had been a real tangible difference in the actual like the death count, and it was scaled extremely, right? I I like the way that the current administration has approached
I'm still trying to figure out how that's
Israel.
Trump's fault. Biden gave the majority of the money to Israel.
Let me pull up at least what I'm thinking of. I might be referencing something wrong, but I'm gonna pull up what I'm talking about.
Are these guys on the same side or not? No, we're not on the same side. Why is it so difficult for you
They
guys to
can't. They
realize
can't
that?
understand two people having a normal conversation. It's
They
insane.
can't understand that people are on two opposite sides unless they scream at each other. Chris, you're 100% right about that. He said that the other day. They're like, they can't even fathom that we're on the opposite sides because we aren't name calling each other. We aren't raising our voices. We aren't acting like animals. If you don't act like an animal on the internet, I guess they think you're on the same side.
All right, so I'm just looking at some stuff, but
Hit
hey,
that
actually,
like and
I'm
subscribe button,
saying the
guys.
Trump administration. I really should say our government's complicity with Israel, with how many people are funded by AIPAC, right? And I mean, if there's anybody Jewish in the chat and thinks that I'm attacking their religion or something, I'm not. I love all religions, and the fact that I even have to like specify that and clarify that in this day and age is really a it's a sign of how bad things have gotten in terms of just having good conversations, right? Because I have to specify that. You want to talk what's I'm going to quiz you real quick, Chris. What's the one flag you can't burn in this country?
Well, we can't forget about someone been charged with a hate crime for burning an LGBTQ flag. You can look it up on your computer, by the way.
But
Also,
no, did they? But I don't. I would bet you money they didn't go to prison for that. What's the one flag that right now is illegal to burn in the U.S.?
well, I'll look it up. I'm pretty sure they did go to prison for it. Prison time for because a hate crime, you're definitely going to get prison. Prison time for
Actually, I didn't think
LGBTQ
about that. Yeah.
for LGBTQ flag. Let's see what it says. Let's see if 15
That's
years.
crazy, bro.
Holy shit.
All right, well, let's read the article. Did he do anything else? Because this sounds like there's no way. Like, what?
I mean, yeah, that does sound like a lot, but this is from the BBC. This is the headline, so I don't
Yeah,
know. But that is pretty
yeah.
crazy. Look
All
at
right,
that.
so
Look.
he was found guilty of
Uh,
hate crime, harassment, reckless use of fire, and being a habitual offender. So, okay,
15 years for that? Holy shit. Okay, I don't want to hear about burning Israel's flag again.
you don't want to hear about it?
Why do your beliefs look like beyond partisanship? What the hell do you even mean by that? Maybe I'm a moron, but can someone explain?
Partisanship. I mean, he's talking about like like it's this. We're having a nonpartisan conversation right now. But also affirms hate crime. This was affirmed by the Iowa Supreme Court. Isn't Iowa like a Republican state?
I just don't. This is just crazy, guys. They say, "Oh, don't talk." The only flag you can't burn is the Israel flag. Not to mock you
Chris.
or anything, but like this is fucking
No,
nuts. 15
Chris.
years for burning an
Let me
LGBTQ flag.
let me give you a little bit of context just for the situation too,
I mean,
as
yeah,
well,
he set
because
it on fire.
it.
He ripped down the flag.
No, it's also he was
It
also
was
leaving
because
like.
it was in front of a church. This man just got infuriated because you put a gay flag on his church. I mean, if I was that judge, I'm gonna say, all right, you know what? You're gonna get 6 months probation.
I think honestly, this might have to do not like they're framing it as he burned the flag, and in this case he did get arrested for it. But I'm seeing other stories here where they got charged with like theft and vandalism for the burning of it.
America first, MAGA. Other country first, the Dems.
Right.
That's coming
What
from a
time?
Democrat, guys.
It's 4:44. I do have to hop off at 5, but
Okay.
I do you feel like we're having a good conversation right now? I feel like
Yeah,
we're
I
having
think
a
so. We
decent
should do it
chat.
again sometime when you have a bit more time. There's a lot
I
we
would
can
be
talk about.
I'd be down to hop on. I want to stick just on Israel for a second before I do decide to hop off, because I feel like this is kind of like
How long
this
did you
is.
get in prison for burning an Israel flag? Let's see. Prison time for.
I think it was just recently affirmed by a U.S. judge as like a protected thing.
It says the penalty is up to 2 years imprisonment.
Yeah, so that other guy. I'm gonna before we come back and have another conversation, I'm gonna look up that other guy who burned the LGBTQ flag, because there's got to be more to that story that we're not seeing. Like they're 15 years. That is insane. I'm sorry. I know he burned the flag.
I mean,
but
it says he had a long criminal record, so I mean, I don't
It
know.
might
That
have
is insane.
it might have been the offense that, like, because I mean, if he was on parole or something like that, it could have been, yeah.
Lawyer is charged with burning Israeli flag at Columbia protest, the Manhattan district.
Yeah, yeah. The Brooklyn man has
He
been indicted
faces
on
4 years
charges.
in prison if convicted and 3 misdemeanor counts. Well, 4 years still isn't as much as 15 years for burning a gay. Was it a
I do
crime to
think,
burn the MAGA hats for not releasing the files?
yo,
Yes, it's
hey,
a
that's
crime.
something. That is something that I didn't bring up because I'm like, I didn't want you to be like, oh, you just want to talk about.
Well, I appreciate that. I feel like that. I mean, it's a good topic to talk about. Don't get me wrong, but like, it's such a beaten dead horse. Like that's what everyone wants to talk about. I like keeping things different, and I've already said my opinions about it a million times.
I haven't
Release the
heard.
files, and I
I
think
haven't.
more information will come out in the coming months. So we'll just see what happens.
Okay, all right. So you're under the not the assumption, but the belief that, like, we should still trust the government.
No, I never
It's
trusted
gonna
the
be
government in the first place. Don't get me wrong.
well,
Just because I
not
support
trust them
Trump,
on this issue. On this issue.
no, trust them on nothing ever.
Okay.
But
All right.
obviously there's a better candidate. There's a good there's two people against each other. It's just about which one is better. Like obviously I'm not gonna put a Harris hat on and say, "Oh, host for Harris." Like I don't know if you probably did vote for Harris, and she wasn't horrible. I mean, I like how she stole Trump's no tax on tips. She was kind of smart there, but
Let's be honest. Anybody that voted for Harris unless they were super passionate about a female president because they didn't want to have Trump in office.
yeah, I know that. They didn't
So
say,
it's
"Oh,
like,
look at this amazing policy." I'm looking at this amazing policy.
yeah, no, it's
Triple W for guest.
hey, I'm winning today, bro. What's going on? No, I'm not. We're not. This is not. We're not fighting each other. This is not like a debate. But I mean, I guess we are debating. But like, on the Epstein files and on Israel, people have been very bold as to draw a connection between the two. Are you aware of
Yeah,
this?
there is a connection. This isn't rocket science. He was a
So,
Mossad. He has connections to the Mossad, FBI,
so,
CIA.
so with this
You ever
knowledge that
seen the
Jeffrey
picture of
Epstein,
Epstein with the Israeli army shirt on before and his private jet? Yeah, that's
so,
right there.
but
That says everything you need.
but with this connection, right? Like with this very kind of not clear. I don't want to say clear cut, but really it is a very clear cut connection. Where do we find ourselves when we also look at the clear cut connection between Trump and Epstein? Because then you start to get into very particular areas of like, why does Donald Trump have what seems to be a super preferential attitude towards the Israeli government and the Israeli army's policies in the Gaza Strip? I mean, there are
Well, it's not just President Trump. I said this before when people try to act like, Trump is the
no,
most
no,
supporting
no, no.
president. I mean,
I
the
remember I
Jews
said
do
before
call
the whole
him, to
government,
be
right?
fair, the Jews do say he's the most pro-Israel president. The Jews say this themselves, but I mean, to be fair, like in the last 50 years, name one president that was against Israel. In the last 50 years, there was all pro-Israel presidents. Hello, YM, how are you?
I think this is my opinion because I would demand this of any Democratic president. I think that you, as a Republican, should demand that from your president as well, from my president too, right? Like even though it is not the most, even though you're like, it doesn't matter because everyone does this, everyone
No,
should be
I do
faulted for
demand to
this.
stop paying Israel, but are they listening? No.
Free healthcare, like, are we playing? But I
Yeah,
mean,
they have free health care.
yeah, no,
Guess, did
it's
you hear about Tom McDonald beefing with Newsom?
Tom McDonald beefing with Newsom. I did not hear about. I
You
did
know
not
who
hear
Tom
about that. And
McDonald is? He's like that MAGA rapper guy.
him when after we hop. Actually, I'll just look him up right now. So
Honestly, I never heard
my
of
opinion.
Tom McDonald until like 2 weeks ago when they like started telling me about him.
Everyone's got like wonderful things to say about. I feel like maybe I have heard of this guy before.
I never heard of him
Everyone,
before. Like they started requesting me to play his music. But yeah, that's him.
I don't know.
Gavin is horrible. Listen, I rather Harris. I rather Biden. I rather Bernie. I rather Obama again. Newsom,
I will be
Gavin
very honest
Newsom
with
is at
you.
the he's the very fucking worst. Like out of everyone,
I,
yeah, he's the worst.
the only thing I know about him, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I trust Andrew Callahan a lot, like
Oh my
because of
god.
his.
He's a
Well,
cool
yo,
guy, but he's not
he's a
really the
cool guy,
first guy
but
I'm gonna
like
go to about politics.
my thing with him is when he says something political, his brand, right? His brand and his bread and butter is not entirely based on politics. And that's why when he says something political, I can almost give it a little bit more stock that what he's saying is like if Trump does something ridiculous tomorrow, or if the next Democratic president does something ridiculous tomorrow, people aren't going to be like flooding Andrew Callahan's comment sections like "Go get your boy," because he's very clearly not somebody who is polarizing or partisan like that, right? And when he covers a lot of the issues that are political from the lens of independent journalism, I really think that maybe you got to give him another shake and watch some of his more recent stuff.
Like I
And
said, I love his content, but like I like watching him. Like I actually like watching him. I like him as a person, but just because I like you as a person and I think you're entertaining and I like your content and the stuff you say, it doesn't
and that's
mean that
fair,
like I'm
right?
agreeing with you politically wise.
Well, that's the same thing with me and you, right? Like
Yeah, but like
I think you're
I even
entertaining.
think like you never really answered the question. But if it was up to Andrew, I think we would probably have open borders between Mexico and the U.S.
Oh well, yeah, I didn't answer. I will answer that just so you can't be like I didn't answer it. I will say like how should you say borders where you have to put you can't just openly cross, right? You got to have some sort of identification, but that it should be on a, I would say, crossing by crossing basis, if that makes any sense. So we know there are areas where the cartel is constantly smuggling people in and out because of the ease of access of that, how should you say, the smuggling routes and things like that. It wouldn't make sense to have a one size fits all approach to the southern border. From a completely logistical standpoint, you're going to want to have places where it is easier to traverse in, places where it is harder to traverse in, just because of the way the environment down there is going to be. But specifically, I think it needs to the border needs to be semi-open, semi-closed, and we need to be smart about it, and we need to let people come to this country easier.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with everything you just said. Pretty much, there's nothing we disagree with about that, and I think it already is like that. And you know what? Where are you, J Money? You said that he called him gay. I actually thought that was a joke, but like, funny enough, like don't what I mean. Maybe you disagree with this, but I think like the Democrat Party is like the party of LGBTQ and like openness to like accepting all kinds of different people, yada yada yada. And funny
And
enough, like
I
they're the
think
ones that are cracking gay jokes, special needs jokes. Like, yeah, I cracked them too, but like they cracked them at like an expedient level. Like literally, this is Gavin Newsom's press office, and he literally said, "Bro, we get it. He's not interested. Stick to Grinder." Like, why the fuck are the Democrats always talking about Grinder this, Grinder that? Like, aren't you the party of like acceptance of like special needs and homosexuality and LGBTQ? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, this is his video he posted. Let's hear what it says.
Gavin Newsom just called me gay on X. And just for the record, Gavin Newsom is not interested in men. He's only interested in the wives of his best friends. You can look that up. Anyway, this is my response.
That is a fact.
Where the devil lives in
Okay. I don't want to play
I
a
wait,
song,
wait.
but
So you didn't actually speaking on Gavin Newsom because you didn't let me finish. I was gonna say Andrew Callahan says that he fucking hates Gavin Newsom. So that's the funny thing is I was gonna say to you, he was like, I don't trust the guy. I single-handedly blame him for the failure of California. So that was what I was gonna say to you is like check out. Actually, he says that in the Hunter Biden interview.
I didn't watch the full thing to be honest. Newsom lets the
Take a.
grab Abbott jokes
I'll make
roll
you a
out.
deal. I'll
Cool.
make you a deal.
He's
If
an
you
internet troll. I don't
what do you
understand
have?
how that guy bought an $8 million house. He owns like a lot of properties. He literally $100 million that was meant for fire aid funds. It was raised at a concert, and they promised they would go to the victims that need it now, and it all got sent to nonprofits. And one of the nonprofits was registered under his wife's name on the government website. And none of this money has ever touched any of the fire victims' hands. And like literally, like the same time, he bought a new $8 million house. And also, the
I'm
24
not. I'm not
billion
going
for
to sit
homeless
here.
went missing too.
I'm not
Like
going to sit
only
here
a
and defend
billion of
Gavin
the
Newsom.
24, you know.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not going to sit here and defend Gavin Newsom. I personally think that on the next ballot, we're going to see Vance and Newsom, and it's going to be honestly more dastardly than what just happened last year.
You think it's not going to be AOC?
Do you think it's going to be AOC? Like, come on.
Yeah, I think AOC would get more. I think AOC would destroy Newsom in the primary. Only because you got to think, maybe you don't know the history about Gavin Newsom, but I think it was when he was running for mayor that he slept with his campaign manager's wife. And then he came out and said, "Oh, sorry, guys. I never meant to do this to my best friend and my campaign manager, blah, blah, blah." And people still voted for him. He still became mayor. He still became, governor.
Yeah, no, that's that's corrupt, right? Like that's pretty.
I mean, that's
that's
just
pretty
morally invalid. But the fact that California would still vote for him does not surprise me. They're into that weird kind of shit.
fucking. What was I gonna say? I
Chris
really
is
don't.
literally roasting a person in a wheelchair. Greg Abbott
Yo,
got compensated for his accident that left him paralyzed. Then, as a governor, signed a law that would ensure nobody else could get comped.
I
Well, I'm
believe it.
not
I
here to,
believe it. Yo.
defend Greg Abbott, but
See, yeah,
I don't know
you're
much
yeah,
about
just like
Greg Abbott.
Greg Abbott, the Republican Newsom. Right? Okay. But I wanted to say on the subject of corruption, because you brought up some pretty valid points with that in terms of just like just in terms of like corruption across the aisle on both sides.
I didn't
The
even get into it that much, but yeah, continue.
with when it comes to like the cryptocurrency stuff, how do you feel?
How did I know? I should have just said meme coin because I knew you were going to say that. Well, when it comes to a
There's
meme
more
coin,
examples. There's more examples than just like the meme coins, but like the idea that if I want to bribe somebody now, all I have to do is buy their cryptocurrency is like that's not right. We got to do something about that. We
well,
need
first
like
off, there's no examples of him. Let me speak about it a little bit. I'll talk about all the examples. First off, the cryptocurrency is just like a novelty thing. It's not like he told people like, oh, it's not like he's Andrew Tate saying, "Hurry, guys, buy my cryptocurrency. You're gonna turn $1,000 into $10,000. Hurry, like hurry, buy it. It's gonna turn your 1,000 into 10,000."
now
Yes,
that's
I
the
believe there was something about like, if the top 10 holders of my cryptocurrency, they can meet or they can get a tour of the White House or some shit like that. Maybe
they
that's a
got
little
that.
bit. Maybe it's
They
immorally wrong. Do I believe it's immoral? Perhaps it's immoral. Do I believe it's illegal or criminal or bribery? No. I haven't seen any. It's not like some guy put $20 million in his crypto and got out of prison. That never happened. But like, is it immoral or is it a bad look?
well,
Yeah, I think it was a terrible
buy
look.
orders. Look at the
Huh?
buy orders. I was going to say look at the buy orders and the sell orders of World Liberty Financial. Not only is there some pretty good evidence to suggest that people are purchasing like $1 million, $2 million, $3 million shares, and even more than that of this token at times immediately and like right after actions are taken to influence like pretty big geopolitical actions. But again, there's
I
drawings.
haven't seen any connections between that, but if you can send it to me, because I know for
Yeah,
a fact, I know some millionaires in prison that are some people that are facing charges that if they could just send Trump $2 million in crypto, they're gonna do it in 2 seconds.
but more than that too, right?
10 million,
The
they would
the
still
the,
do it.
the insider angle, like
All
the
this
idea.
stuff is public on the blockchain. It's not like it's some kind of secret. All you gotta do is look through Trump's wallet address in the
Oh, but
cryptocurrency on the
and
blockchain.
And that's fair, but if you look at the holders of the coin before it went publicly live, right? Who was holding the coin before you could actually
A bunch
purchase
of
it like you
insiders, a
knew?
bunch of Trump's buddies. And then they sold it. That's what they do with every cryptocurrency, every gimmick
But
coin. They tell all their
but
buddies about it, then they take it public. The
this was
SEC, I
after
mean,
this
Biden
was
had the chance to make this. He had a chance to pass laws about this. He decided not to. Trump had
well
the chance to pass laws about this. He did not. So it's like if
they've
Biden
got
didn't want to take care of it.
we've got to be clear too with the oh shit God, it's already 5. With we got to be clear with this too, like if you want to talk about the legislation and the regulation surrounding things like this, Trump is making things worse in that angle by removing industry like removing organizations like the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Industry. Are you a big Louis Rossmann guy by any chance?
No.
All right, I hope you won't think I'm running off, but I really do have to go. I told you earlier I had to go at
Okay.
5,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. It's okay.
I hope you won't think I'm running off on you. But
No. You're
I
not
was
running off. You told me
I was
already.
gonna say I want to make a deal with you because I was gonna be like, I want you to give me 2 YouTube channels, and you can just text me on Discord after and let me know. But give me like 2 YouTube channels or 2 social media content things that you watch and you personally like enjoy, and you're like, I think you would benefit from watching this as well. And then for me, I wanted you to check out more of Andrew Callahan and then check out Louis Rossman too. Louis Rossman isn't political; he's all
Okay,
tech.
check out the Liberal Hive Mind. Liberal Hive Mind.
Okay, Liberal Hive Mind, and then what else? Because I'm doing 2. You got to give me one more.
I'll have to think about the second one. I'll just send you the second one. I'll have to think of it for a minute, for a couple minutes.
Shoot me that on Discord. Mine was going to be, I mean, you already know Andrew Callahan. I was going to say, like, he's got the Biden or the Hunter Biden interview, but you've already seen that. So maybe if you want to take a look at some of his more recent stuff too.
I'll watch the one about the immigration thing you said.
Specifically Louis Rossman too. That was he's a guy who does a bunch of stuff for consumers' rights when it comes to just products and the things that they buy online. And I think you would think the stuff that he does is really cool too. And you'll be able to. He talks about how consumer protection was better under Biden with Lena Khan and the FTC.
Yeah, I've seen this guy before, but I never really watched one of his videos. But I'll check it out. Oh yeah, he's the guy that made that paperclip bullshit.
Yo, Clippy's coming back, bro. What do you mean? Come on. Clippy's coming back. You gotta get with it. You gotta make your profile picture.
I mean, that's part of like the blackout movement. They're like, all of us broke asses gotta stop spending our money for 3 days, and the whole economy is gonna shut down. You dipshits spend $2 a day. You're not gonna crash the economy.
Clippy's cool because it's not like changing your profile picture is gonna do anything, but he actually talks about it in one of his videos. He's like, I don't expect you to change your profile picture and stop. I expect you to keep. I expect you to keep fighting against these anti-competitive and anti-consumer practices that are becoming more and more common every single day.
I mean, I agree. Stop letting BlackRock buy all these houses. Stop Vanguard and BlackRock from buying all these people's properties and houses and, raising the prices and fucking up the real estate market. They should be in prison for that kind of shit. But they own all these sub companies. They own companies that own a company that owns a company that buys a house, and even if that company goes out of business or gets sued, they're fine. They have a million more sub companies.
Have you seen The Big Short?
No.
That's about the 2008 mortgage crisis. Like it's
the movie? Yeah, I've seen that.
Fucking amazing movie where they got the hot lady. She's in the bathtub with the bubbles and everything, and she's explaining the mortgage crisis to you because they couldn't figure out a way. I love that movie, but I feel like that's a good place to end it, right? I will. I'm glad we were able to have a good conversation. And I wanted to say too to anybody in the chat, I've never like got on a stream before and had a conversation with anybody like this, but if you guys are ever planning on doing that in the future, just be respectful and try to like listen to the person that you're talking to and actually engage with them on a respectful level, like this gentleman's doing with me. It's what we need as a country is to be able to engage with people.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
And the thing that makes you just so black pilled and so red pilled is seeing, I mean, black pilled, blue pilled, red pilled, just the thing that makes you unwilling to engage with other people is seeing other people unwilling to engage with other people as well. Like it just makes you apathetic to the whole process. So I would encourage you guys, if you've got anybody in your life who you guys are seriously disagreeing with politically, have a conversation with them, right? But that's my little spiel for the day. But peace out, Chris. All right.
Cool. Thank you. No, thank you. Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Have a good one. Can't even say I'm wrong. Just tell me to keep trying, right? Well, if you just listen to him, you can come on here and talk with me. Just join the Discord. Join the Discord and come talk with me one-on-one, guys. It's not that big of a deal. He was a good guy, yeah. I think the internet has made people toxic. Bro, you're literally one of the toxic people from the internet. Dismantle the welfare state. That's awesome. W guest. No Hoblo English. W guy. W guest. Parker Studios. That's not a super chat. It's not a cult. There's bipartisan people in there. There's all kinds of different people on there. If anyone else wants to, go live, etc., I'm going to be looking through my Discord right now. See if there's any other guests that want to talk, discuss. Let's see. It's a cult. I can't talk because it's a cult. It's a cult. It's a cult. Let's see if I can get this guy on. Let's see. It's a cult. Jonette, you look like you're on welfare in Section 8, but I appreciate you subscribing. It's a cult. You can win every debate and you got ammo for days. Hell yeah. Double tap that screen, like, subscribe if you haven't already. Damn! It's a cult! You guys want to see something that's a cult? Here you go. This one is for you, Chris. This is for J Money. This is for the Cream one. This is for Lunchbox. This is for all the moderators in chat. Why the hell isn't Chris a moderator in chat yet? Let's put him as a moderator. There we go. Come on, guys. That's for you guys. Fentimgen, Floyd, and Yahoo. Come on, guys. What do you guys think? Leave a W. Leave a W, chat. Drop a super chat if you want me to remove the hat. We're going to do it for a $10 super chat, guys. I know you're not trustworthy, so should I remove it? Okay, fine, I'll remove it. Remove standard moderator. Come on, guys. Fentimgen. Come on, guys. These are the new t-shirts on my website, $19.99. $19.99, guys, on my website. He said, no. Oh, shit, I almost put Chris in timeout. That would have been fuck up. Add as moderator. There you go. Only if you admit that you're going to wear this at the next barbecue, Chris. Only if you promise to wear this shirt at your next barbecue. Come on. No, you're laughing at this because you know it's true. Floyd died of fentanyl, and now we have him on a t-shirt. My president, BB? This is your president? It's not a PC, it's a MacBook. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Don't kill me. My George W. Bush is perfect for the family barbecues. Jesus Christ. Would I be cool to time out Chris? You mean Chris or Chris? Chris joined the cult membership. That's what I'm saying. Why isn't Chris a member yet? He promised me like 3 days ago, and he still ain't a member. Chris, you ain't a member. The Cream one, you ain't a member. If you want to be a moderator, you got to join the membership. Otherwise, you're a moderator. Powers will be taken away. He's going to report Chris for harassment. Did I react to the full video? Hold on, let me visit this site.
What is even going on?
Oh, OG member, son. OG member. All right, this is the video that I'm joined. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Welcome him to the cult. He's in the cult. He's in the cult, boys. If you want to be a moderator, I don't know you. You got to drop a big-ass super chat or join the membership. I'll make you a moderator, maybe. You remember when Chris promised me, but you didn't promise me? Maybe one day. Damn, my own big brother doesn't want to join my membership.
In the world right now. Sure, what the freak is going on? How is everybody? I'll wait 2 seconds. I'll wait a little bit longer than 2 seconds. I'll wait 1 minute until everybody's joined in and everybody's here.
Ozzy, don't time out any of the members or the moderators. If anyone times out a member or a moderator, that's a $40 penalty right now. Now that I joined, will you call out Tony for crapping his pants and blaming Ozzy? That's it. I'm out of here. Bye. Why? What did we offend you with? I think the Floyd Netanyahu thing might have offended Tony. Did that make him crap his pants again, or what's the issue here, Tony? What's the issue? Who crapped their pants and who's blaming who? Respectfully, don't ever listen to anyone with facial tattoos. They don't have any respect for themselves. Come on, guys. Either way, this guy definitely has more respect for him than Gavin does.
We got a room full of people, and I think Kat's coming. I'm going to pin a link to the top. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? And I'm going to get in, and it has been an absolutely insane 24 hours. What's up, guys? Holy cow, look at that chat go. Look at that chat go. Hold on, Kat.
Wait a second. I need to see how many views this live stream has. This man got 5 million subscribers, but less live viewers than me. I mean, not right now, obviously. We got 10, but.
Bing, 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 bing. Thank you, Kat. Appreciate it. How is everybody? How is everyone? Hello, 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 hello. You may recognize me as the rapper who just got dissed by the governor of California. That's right, everybody. Apparently, look, this is insane. Gavin Newsom has dissed me back. I can't even believe I can even words and it's actually true. Yes, this is not clickbait. This is not a clever tagline to get views. Gavin Newsom, the actual human being or human piece of poop or whatever he is. Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, has dissed me on Twitter. That's right, folks. I know it's hard to believe, but Gavin Newsom, he called me gay. Gavin Newsom called me gay on Twitter yesterday morning. So I guess what's happened is Gavin Newsom has heard my new song, "The Devil is a Democrat." And he took exception to it. Because in the song I said, the devil lives in California. He's a politician. He passing bills that bring chaos and division. And Gavin Newsom read between the lines, even though it was pretty obvious who that was about. And he didn't fucking like it very much. So I posted the video to Twitter. And then Gavin Newsom tweeted at me like, "Oh, we're not interested, bro. Stick to Grindr." So Gavin Newsom, the most liberal governor in the United States of America, the governor who is going to be running for president in 2028, the governor who has garnered the support and stood with the LGBTQ community for years and years and years, and will be relying on the LGBTQ vote in the 2028 election, that governor has called me gay as an insult. Which seems a little homophobic, if you ask me. It seems a little homophobic. I'm just saying. Take it from somebody who would know. From somebody who's constantly saying things that are borderline the worst shit ever, Gavin Newsom, that was homophobic, my friend. Welcome to the club. So clearly Gavin Newsom is very, very upset right now about this song, The Devil is a Democrat. So look, man, if you think that Gavin Newsom and his supporters, and that's a big part of it too, Gavin Newsom's supporters have just been tearing me to fucking shreds on Twitter. Everything I post, all Gavin Newsom supporters followed me. So they're all over everything I post. They're fucking hammering me.
Thank you, Tony, for your service.
They hate shared the music video everywhere. All of Gavin Newsom's fans were hate sharing The Devil is a Democrat video. And they took the video from 1.5 million views on Twitter to 6 million views. Over 6 million views on Twitter. All thanks to the Gavin Newsom fan base. Hate sharing the music
video, Tony,
which is the fucking greatest thing ever. This whole thing is just so fucking amazing. So look, guys, we got like just over 48 hours. We got just over 48 hours until Billboard stops collecting numbers from iTunes, okay? We got the governor of California pissed off. We got all of his constituents and his fan base pissed off. Just imagine how pissed off these people are going to be if The Devil is a Democrat goes number one on Billboard. So please, we have until Thursday. We have just over 48 hours. The link is pinned in the chat right now.
Do we still have time? Can we still play this song? It is Thursday. Oh no, it's Wednesday. Well, go out there and play a song then, I guess. I'm not going to react to the full video. Absolutely. Bradeline. It absolutely is. Let's see. He's Canadian? No, I can't play it unless one of you guys drops a super chat. Then I can play it. We're searching for new people that want to go live currently. Just the beginning is the juicy part. The rest is him just promoting. I'm not surprised. Not surprised. Who the hell is this guy? It's like I don't even know some of these people on my Discord server anymore. Take care! Go, go, go! Should we get this fella on here, guys? Let's message this guy. All right, guys. I really appreciate the chat is strong, even though we have only 11 viewers. But I'm gonna take a quick break here. I'm gonna try to get a new person that wants to jump on the live stream on here. So we're going to jump off here for a minute. But we'll be back, guys. Probably no more than 30 minutes, but probably in 10 to 20 minutes, most likely. So peace out. Thank you, chat. Thank you, everyone in chat. I'll be back. I'll be back. We're going to try to get another entertaining guest on here. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. We'll be back.